my dear friends. I am so happy to be here today on this fall morning, having this precious conversation with my dear friend and colleague, Kimber Olson. And I just want to begin with maybe welcoming you all and maybe all taking a grounded breath together in our embodied mind-body way. So welcoming all the relatives, all the beloved people who are watching, and you, Kimber, just allowing us to take a moment and feel our bodies on this precious earth, and taking a few kind, compassionate, expansive breaths. Helping connect us to the four sacred directions, to all of nature, and to ourselves. And coming back to the body.
Thank you for that. That was lovely.
I am so happy to have you. So, uh, to our audience, I want to say that I hope this is one of many conversations that we hold with you, Kimber, but also with other incredible gifts in our community who are doing beautiful work and being practicing what they teach to bring mind, body, spirit healing in our own ways into the world. I feel like I'm gonna be starting a new podcast. Maybe this is the intention. I wasn't thinking of that until just now, but
No, but that
anyway,
would be
so
great.
never say never. So I would like to start with just inviting you to share a little bit about who you are and what you do in the world and how you walk. And then we're gonna go more specifically into a beautiful offering that you are creating.
Okay, thank you, Noshene. Um, well, I like how you said, how do you walk? Because I feel like I walk, I try to walk with my ancestors, with the ancient ones, with spirit, and also on the earth. So I was taught the idea of twinship cosmology. My mom's family is Scottish and Haudenosaunee, Cayuga to be specific. And on my dad's side, I'm mostly Swiss and Apache. And so thinking about the idea of twinship cosmology, I want to walk on changing mother on the earth and be present and connected and know that I am not part of nature, I am nature. But also to bring in what I was taught is breath medicine and through Father Sky, and blood medicine changing Mother Earth. I spent a lot of time as a child outside. In fact, my mom wouldn't let me in the house unless it was pouring down rain or really cold. So one of my favorite people was a tree. I had a very specific relationship with a very specific tree. And I feel like that tree has been in my life again recently, in many different ways, grounding me and sending roots out. I I was a mental health therapist for 20 years. I think that came out of my childhood, need to both be a helper and be in relation with people and connected to people, but also because I needed some boundaries and some, to have some space in my life where I could really practice being boundaried and being and understanding who I was. And I did that for 20 years. And then I got to a place where I realized that wasn't sustaining me. And I found the Center for Mind Body Medicine. And what I think that did for me is it reminded me of earlier teachings. Um, Elder Uncle Walter taught me there are 7 ways of healing. And he told me they are talking, singing, laughing, crying, shaking, sweating, and dancing. And did I already say that? Maybe prayer was in there. Um, but the 7 ways of healing to me reconnected me. CMBM reconnected me to that idea of those ways of healing, but in a way that could bring in what I already believed into a structure that I could share with other people. So I started during the pandemic in an 8-week group. And I just was immediately knew I wanted to keep going and and now I'm part of the Indigenous initiative in the leadership program and this supervising, and was certified, did the internship. And I just feel like it's such a part of me. It's been like a coming home.
So wonderful hearing you, and I loved how you said dancing twice. I was counting. The best medicine, one of the best medicines. Do you want to share where you live and what you do now?
I do, yes. So I live in Anchorage, Alaska, on the traditional and contemporary homelands of the Dena'ina people. I grew up in Homer, on the traditional lands of the Dena'ina and Sugpiaq, and Athabascan people. And I currently work providing early childhood systems building at a federal level to tribes all over Turtle Island, all over the United States. And I get to travel and I get to work at home. And it's pretty great. And then I get to do mind body medicine groups pro bono. So I get to do what I love in a way I love it. Um, and then I have a job, which I also love.
Beautiful. And you're also finishing a PhD, I hear.
Oh, yes, that. So let's see if I can say the words right. I think I'm finishing a PhD in counseling psychology, in a counseling psychology, I don't know, something in grief psychology with an emphasis on Indigenous ways of knowing and healing, with the understanding that there's no one Indigenous way. But there are many, many ways of healing. So it's been pretty exciting.
Wow, and thank you for reminding me to share, to remember that I am sitting here in Tucson, Arizona, uh, the beautiful, precious land of the O'odham and the Yaqui people. And I got to visit Kimber in Alaska and visit Anchorage and Homer. And so just feeling the connection to the earth and to how important it is for Indigenous wisdom to be invited and fully honored in every aspect of learning and field and service, because otherwise the gaps are incredible. And mind body medicine happens to be one of those tools that can help honor, bring back, fortify, recognize, and celebrate Indigenous people, Indigenous cultures, and the wisdom that everyone needs and could benefit from.
Yes, yes. And, there's so much in Indigenous ways of knowing and being and healing um, that we understand now from a neuroscience kind of standpoint, that we've been doing things in a way that was healing. I mean, if you think about dance, around dance, and EMDR, or eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, you're getting a bilateral stimulation. You're moving from one foot to the other foot. You're integrating your left and your right brain hemisphere. You're I think of some of the multi-million-dollar studies that were done that that determined that there is a mind-body connection. And I always laugh because I think, well, do people not see we have a neck? Like, Indigenous cultures have been doing this work and knowing it works, like drumming for millennium. So being able to use these Indigenous ways of knowing and healing in the mind body work has just been so incredible for me. And learning from others who are doing this work has been best part of it for me.
Yeah, it's like weaving this beautiful basket.
Yes.
So I would love to hear about your research and what you will be inviting these beautiful relatives to do if they so choose.
Well, I would love if anybody's interested in being a co-researcher with me, because that is how I see participants in this project is as co-researchers. I'm looking to the overall project is to look at the 8-week mind body medicine groups and to see how Indigenous ways are already being weaved into those groups, to think about how they could be utilized more, and to see how they've impacted people, as well as to see how people might be interested in thinking about what would an indigenized model of CMBM or of a mind body medicine group look like. What would it smell? To me, it's about sensory. Like, what would it smell like? What would it feel like? What would it taste like? What would it sound like? And how would the practices be similar or different? And so I would love to do a talking circle, a virtual talking circle, invite those who are doing this work to come to that circle and to share with me what's deeply touched them about the work they've done. um why are they, what's the resonance for their why that they've come into this work, and how have they integrated their own ceremonies, rituals, stories, songs, dances, artwork, and how might they see doing that, envisioning it, dreaming it. What else would they add if they could?
I
And it
love
gets me,
it.
yeah, it makes me think again about like dream work, and how close that is to meditation and mindfulness, from my teachings. If I think about a mind body medicine group and what I might want to add, I might think about adding some spirit work or inviting ancestors in intentionally, or thinking about dream work and how that would be incorporated. So yeah, I'm so excited to hear from others, to learn from them. Um, People could participate and share their name and be a part of, um, you know, writing something eventually, maybe, or they can share anonymously. There's lots of ways to engage. If somebody wanted to answer some questions but didn't want to be part of a talking circle, or which will be set up very similar to the structure of a mind body medicine group, they could write in answers. I'm just open to hearing anything anybody wants to share.
Beautiful. And how long will this circle be, and when will it be, and how many people can participate?
Excellent. Well, um, however many people are interested in participating, I will make multiple groups happen. So if I had 8 or 10 people or 12 people who are interested in a group, what I'd probably do is I would start with a survey monkey and ask when people are available, and then would schedule groups that would fit their needs and their time. The group will be about 2 hours. And to kind of, in as much as possible, stay within that same similar framework we're all familiar with from the mind body medicine framework. Was there another part of your question I didn't answer?
Would it just be the one time or like repeated sessions in
Yeah,
case
so I'm
people wanna know?
I'm thinking an initial group, and then what I'd like to do is record that and transcribe what people shared, and then send that information back out to make sure it's actually what people want said. Maybe they want to change the way they said it. Maybe they are say, I don't want that actually shared, or don't put that in to your research dissertation, or hold on to that maybe for another time. They could say, now I do want my name shared. Now I don't want my name shared. And then I would send a final draft. I have about 100 pages of the dissertation written. So anybody who wants to see that before and they want to, or parts of it to see what it would be like, what it already says, if that's something they want to look at to see, do I want to participate? They could do that. And probably it would just be the one circle, but it may be that, I just want it to be open and for spirit to be a part of that. I think one of my mentors has said there's no spirit in a lot of research. And so I want there to be a little bit of room for what if spirit says we should have another group? And what if that's something that everybody agrees to and wants to do, or half of the group wants to come back? I want to be open to doing that.
Mm. Sounds beautiful, and I love indigenizing research and decolonizing all of these processes. So thank you for for being a willing leader in this realm, and I just can't wait to participate if I'm allowed to, and also see what comes of it. And I just set the intention for this all to come together in a good way, as I know it will, and that many gifts will come as a result for you and for the people that we're here to serve.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's my goal. I mean, I really want it to be something that's not for me, that's useful, that's somehow going to be a gift back. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I will end here. Blessings, and we'll put together a little caption to send along with this video for people who might be interested in reaching out.
Oh, I forgot to add one thing. Anybody who does participate, I just want to honor sacred reciprocity, and there will be a gift. I don't know what it'll be. It'll be something Alaskan. It's not going to be something expensive. It might be something from the earth. But I want to share a little piece of Alaska with everyone because that's really one of the lands I'm most connected to. So
Beautiful.
thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
this.
See you soon. Bye.
Okay, take care. Bye.